It is that time of year where school activities, events, and gatherings start to roll up once again. However, our next guest says many children and teens might be anxious and scared of spending hours now with hundreds of classmates, and they may actually find it difficult to manage their social battery. So we have Deepal Shah. She's here to talk about this social hangover that could leave the kids feeling irritated, tired, depleted. Hi, Deepal. My kids do have endless energy at times, but yeah, when they've come home this week, this has been their first full week of school. Oh, those meltdowns, they can be really draining.
I know, and my kids have been too. So I feel like everyone's on the same page. With the pandemic, we did see that we were experiencing definitely a mental challenge. But now, with school starting back, we might start seeing a different kind of mental challenge. And like you mentioned, Aubrey, they're feeling exhausted, they're feeling depleted, they don't want to talk to us. And it's not that they're ignoring us, it's just that they're feeling this something called a social hangover because they have been in a social setting of hundreds of kids for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and they're just mentally exhausted. So we as parents, we can help them with this and keep their social battery energized as they go through the school year.
All right, so let's talk about what parents can do when maybe they start to see some of these signs, because I know when my kids start melting down in front of me, I'm like, I can't take this, just relax. But sometimes it takes them a while to kind of readjust and settle down.
So definitely, one of the things that we need to do for our kids is definitely not overbook them, because when we overbook their activities after school, it doesn't give them that time to quiet down, settle in, and make sure that they have that quiet time, because that's how they're going to recharge their social battery. Now, the second thing that they could do is let them know that lunchtime and snack time is actually their alone time, because a lot of times they want to socialize with other kids, and they might feel exhausted just doing that and interacting with other kids. So we want to make sure that they know it's okay to be alone. And then number three, let them know that you're available, because the more that parents are aware that a social hangover is an actual thing, it's going to be better for you to help your kids become more aware that they're not out of the norm, that this is normal. If they're feeling exhausted and tired and sleepy during or after school, that they're okay and there's nothing wrong with them, but they just need that quiet time. The other thing is self-care, teaching them self-care methods. Make sure that they're not using their telephones, or I mean, sorry, not telephone.
Their cell phones, their screens.
Yes.
You went old school on us.
Exactly. So make sure that they're not near any screens, right? And when they come home from school, self-care is so important now more than ever. Go for a walk, sit quietly in your room. It's going to be very, very important to recharge that battery.
Dipple, any final tip on how we can get the kids to recognize when they need that break? Because sometimes they're like full steam ahead and they don't know until they hit that wall.
Exactly. So kids, because they're very sensitive, they are going to feel things very easily. So when they start recognizing the symptoms, and the parents should definitely have this talk with them, that if you're feeling tired, you can't focus, you don't hear what the teacher's saying, you're feeling tired, your head is down on the desk, you want to be aware of this, that you're just tired. So take some nice deep breaths in and out and recharge yourself. It's going to be so important to practice that breath, or take a break, or go to the bathroom and just wash your face. That'll also help, because during school you might have a hard time skipping out on a class. So it's really nice to know as a child in that space that you can get away for even a moment and just take a breather.
Yeah, I do not want tired kids, hangry kids. And is this something that can happen to adults?
Oh gosh, yes. Adults have experienced it. When we came out of the pandemic and we started socializing again, I remember I started and I was exhausted. 1 to 2 to 3 hours. I'm like, oh my
man.
God.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I appreciate you sharing all these tips, because Kids, young and old, we can all use them. If you want more from Deepol, you can visit anandaforlife.com.